I think it's safe to say I'm very mixed on the MonsterVerse as a whole. Some of them I really like, and some of them I really don't like. It's either I love them or I just don't like them. I can't really find that middle ground. I really liked Kong Skull Island. Didn't really like King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong wasn't the greatest. However, I think all the other ones are pretty great. And I didn't actually go to the cinema to go and see Godzilla X Kong the New Empire because my expectations were pretty low. The trailers didn't stand out for me. Wasn't very interested, and also like Kung Fu Panda 4 came out. I kind of went and saw that, and I was like, I don't really need to go back to the cinema now, and I didn't really have time, so I didn't end up going to see it. However, I watched it last night when it came on digital, and I must say, I was pleasantly surprised. I've seen a lot of mixed reactions on this one, but I must say, this might be my favourite one of the entire bunch. But with all that said, let's get started with the review. And I think my favourite thing about this film is how it is literally dumb fun, easy watch content. What I mean by that is this film focuses more on the switch your brain off, dumb fun aspect. What I mean by that is there are little to no plot really with this. So it's the action which takes the front stage. And that's a good thing, because this film gives us a lot more Kong and monsters which we wanted. So a big complaint about most of these live action films is that the humans take a centre stage. And this one, while there are some issues, and I will point that out later, this actually does it quite well. There's a lot more Kong and things like that. So I really like that. And I kind of thought, just as a whole, this is a film where I could think, yeah, I might watch that again. Like, it's just one of those films. It's just under 2 hours. It's switch your brain off. It's really, really fun. The CGI and just worlds and everything like that looks astonishing. Like, the Hollow Earth, it looks amazing. So great. Absolutely love what they were able to do with there. It's so immersive. And I feel that the characters, like, in particular with, like, Kong and Godzilla and Scar King, they were all able to evoke real human emotion, and they were able to animate that in a really good and clever way. Now, although Scar King, so cool, really threatening and really evokes real emotion, while there are some issues with him featured later, like the scene in the Hollow Earth with like the Scar King and like King Kong and the little mini Diddy Kong like dude, like all of that, it was like my favourite scene of the film. It was really, really great. Like, I feel they laid the ground, and then you kind of see the threat which Scar King, sees and has, that kind of thing. So I really, really like that as well. And I would also say that as a whole, they were able to just bring joy to the audience. And I think a lot of that comes down to just, you can get like little pieces of humour thrown in there with Kong and the little Diddy Kong dude. I can't remember what his name was. No, it started with an S. You can just get those little emotions it evoked, which a lot of other live action CGI things lack. Like the Lion King live action, they didn't evoke any real emotion. They do that here, so you can have humour, you can have emotional scenes, you can have that, and it works out really, really great. And the final compliment I can probably give this film is the fight scenes are so cool. Honestly, that final battle was fire. It gave you everything you wanted to. It was intense. It was thrilling. It was fun. It had it all. It was so great. And kind of I would say this is actually the last thing, is that it's not aiming for the fences. It's a film where it's not exactly, I know they have announced a third one, but they're not like, it's not like setting up a cinematic universe. It's like this film ends and you're just like, yeah, that was happy. Like, they knew how they wanted to end this film, and we're just like, it's happy. That's cute. They're happily ever after. It's kind of like, it's one of those films. Makes you feel happy, it's a feel good kind of thing. It's great. From there, let's move on to the mixed aspects of the film, and there's not really much I can say about this. There is no credit scene. There's no mid, no post-credit scene. I don't really know what I have to say here. From there, let's move on to the bad. And, this thing is something I face with every single live-action one, whether it's Sonic, Ninja Turtles, or, like, Jurassic World, Park, or, like, whatever, pretty much. Is that the humans are just in it way too much. There's this whole human plot with the characters that, like, it just doesn't need to be there. While I would say it is 10 times better in this film than a lot of other ones, it's kind of like they don't overstay their screen time. It's like they say what they need to say, they do what they need to do, it's gone. However, it still takes up such a big aspect of the film, and they're trying to develop these characters to make us like them, but we don't come here for that. We come here to see monsters punching each other in the face, and then the credits roll. That is what we come to these films for. And I understand it's like CGI budget and everything, but it's just like, it's too much. And I just feel like we just don't need to do this. And like, we're just going the same places, and the plot just didn't need to be there. And another issue which I kind of face with this film is Scar King. While I said he is so cool, like when he's on screen he is great, he is introduced way too late into this film. So this film is about an hour and 55, so an hour and 15, I'd probably say. Scar King's probably introduced at the 75-minute mark. So he is barely in it. So I feel they struggled to evoke his threat. Kind of felt like they were trying to do it really, really quickly. But they couldn't really do that there. So he's introduced way too late. And as a whole, he wasn't developed in the biggest way possible. And there's this other henchman character who I don't want to spoil is in the film, who is kind of taking the front seat and is the kind of the better character of the pair. So that's kind of the thing. And kind of last thing here is Godzilla fans, I'm sorry, he is barely in this film. Godzilla served absolutely no purpose in this film. He's probably in it 5-10 minutes tops. This is another, like Godzilla vs. Kong, is a Kong film. It's Kong Skull Island 3, pretty much. But without the Skull Island thing. And it's lucky for me, because I am a Kong fan. I am Team Kong. However, if you are a Godzilla fan, and I know a lot of you are, he's not in it very much. So, I'm sorry if you're a fan of Godzilla. He really has nothing to do. He's kind of like, they kind of felt like, we need him for the final battle, but we have nothing else for him to do. So, And like I say, it's not a perfect film. Like, there are missing plot elements, and like, it's kind of a coincidental film. It's like, King Kong's in this random area, and they're like, oh, we need him to get this Infinity Gauntlet glove. Oh, how amazing is that? That the fact that where he is, the glove is right there. Things like that. But if that frustrates you, then, it is what it is. But it's not that bad. But honestly, as a whole, I thought this film was really great. It was a fun time at the movies, and I couldn't recommend this film more. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It does everything you want it to. This is what we go to see these films for. It's a massive improvement over the other ones for me. And if you don't like this film, I can see why. I can see why this film would not work for a lot of you. For me, absolutely loved it. It was a great time. It wasn't perfect, but I had a lot of fun with it still. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do comment, like, and subscribe. Share with your friends and family. Let me know your thoughts down below on Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Now, do not compare this film to Godzilla -1. That is not what this film is going to be. However, that is all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And please let me know, are you Team Kong or are you Team Godzilla? That's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.